Hi, this is Self-Care Isn't Selfish, Developing a Self-Care Plan. Welcome. I'm Jeanne McCormack. I'm the school psychologist at Quince Orchard High School, and I'm joined by...
Hi, I'm Laura Hammond. I'm the school psychologist over at Clarksburg Elementary and J.T. Baker Middle School. Wonderful to have all of you guys here with us.
So today we are going to be going through a quick check-in about how you're doing. We're going to be learning about self-care and why it is important. This is something that we are both really passionate about and excited to share with you. We're going to be going over some self-care tools and things you can do to practice self-care, as well as actually developing a self-care plan. When you leave here today, you will have a plan for how to make sure you are caring for yourself. If you'd like to follow along, we have a capture sheet for you to use throughout the presentation. Just scan the QR code using your phone or type the bit.ly code into your browser to use that capture sheet.
Alrighty, so let's actually take a moment and think about how are you feeling? How's your body feeling? What are you thinking? Are you feeling calm, worried, sad, mad, happy? Our first challenge for you today is to take a moment every day to kind of check in with yourself. So grab that capture sheet and really jot down, how are you feeling today? So why self-care? Why do we actually talk about it? So let's be honest, we're all stressed. We all experience stress from time to time, but with the year we had, more people experience higher levels of stress than ever before, including children and youth. So what is actually stress? It's a function of the demands placed on us and our ability to meet those demands. And what happens when we feel stress for a long time? You got it. It really affects your physical and your mental health. It affects your whole being. But hope is not all lost. The reason we're here today is because you can manage your own stress. You have control over that. So how do we do that? Yep, that's right, through self-care. So there's a couple of self-care tools that we will be talking about that are at your availability that everybody can use if they so want to. And there are really three domains that those fall into. So you have physical tools, social tools, and psychological emotional tools. So the physical ones are, do you sleep enough every day? Is your sleep good? If yours isn't right now, there's actually another little tidbit here that you can check out later if you want to. Just go check out the other presentations. Are you exercising enough? Are you eating a healthy, balanced diet? Are you engaging in relationships at home and at school that are supportive and that bring you joy? Are there people in your life that are supportive at home or at school? Then the emotional pieces. Are you really taking time for yourself? Are you engaging in creative, calming, or activities that bring you joy, that really give you that growth mindset, the ability to really recharge and relax? So let's stop for a second and really think, what are the tools you already use in your life and when do you use them? In our experience, most people really only use those tools when they're already stressed. However, building in those self-care tools in a daily routine into your daily life can prevent feelings of stress. And who doesn't love that?
Outstanding. So according to the 6 spheres of self-care, we can focus on our physical, think healthy sleep habits, eating, exercise, psychological, such as taking time for yourself, calming strategies, being creative, emotional, think about expressing your emotions, spiritual, so self-reflection, professional, academic work-life balance, and social, healthy relationships. I want you to take a minute and think about 1 or 2 areas do you feel like you need to put some more focus on? Where do you want to set your self-care goals? So let's do this. Now it's your turn to schedule self-care. You can't turn back now. You are worth it. So let's take a few minutes to spend planning, and this will benefit you for a long time to come. So if you haven't already, go ahead and make a copy of the document by scanning the QR code or typing the bit.ly code into your browser. Let's go ahead and do this together. So I would like you to take a look at the first part of your self-care plan and identify self-care activities by the amount of time it takes to complete them. As Laura mentioned, self-care does not have to be something that takes a long time. It can be as easy as doing something daily for 1 to 15 minutes. So what are you going to do daily? Think about something that you can do. Making sure to eat breakfast, go for a walk, get some sunshine, taking some deep breaths. Take a minute and write down what things you would like to do daily. Now, I want you to think about what you plan on doing weekly. This might take something like 30 minutes to 1 hour. Will you go for a walk or a run? Maybe you'll stop and bake cookies. We all like that one. Maybe go for a ride on your bike. Something that takes a little bit longer and you try to do at least once weekly. Then that level 3, I want you to think about 1/2 to 1 full day where you have some downtime. And this is something you might do once a month. Maybe unplugging from social media, putting away the phone. Maybe taking a spa day at home, taking a nice relaxing bath, reading a book, doing a puzzle, taking some downtime. And then finally thinking about that level 4. So this is something you might do 1 time per month, doing activities that fill you up. So maybe you're going on a picnic with friends or going to do an amusement park with your family, taking a painting class, thinking about something that fills you up emotionally. Make sure to jot these self-care activities on your self-care plan. Now that you have identified those activities you want to engage in, we want you to go ahead and schedule them. Think about what are you going to do every single day of the week, making sure that you have something in each block for 1 to 15 minutes. Making sure to schedule in that one thing that takes about 30 minutes to an hour that you're going to do at least weekly. When are you going to take your down day? And when are you going to engage in the thing monthly that fills you with joy? So that is an incredible plan that you are developing. And I know that you might not have had time to complete all of it, but keep working on it after today's presentation and really think about how you're going to engage in self-care. You will not regret it. But before we go, we have to make sure that we account for anything that could get in the way of our plan. So for example, you get busy, your stress levels increase. You don't feel like there's enough time to care for yourself. Does that sound familiar? How will you overcome these barriers? Make it a point every day to do that one thing to care for yourself. Remember, 1 to 15 minutes can have a big impact. And reward yourself for sticking to that goal. Take a moment and jot down some of those barriers that you think might get in the way of you engaging in self-care. And then how are you going to overcome them?
All right, guys, now you have it. Now you're the master of your own self-care plan. You know what to do. Just some things to remember as we leave you guys. Remember, stress is natural. We all feel it at some point, but it can also be managed and we can prevent it with self-care. Self-care, like I said, doesn't have to be a big deal, but it can and should be done daily, kind of like a muscle you're working out to make it stronger. Finally, you have the tools needed to practice self-care. You matter, and only you can care for your well-being. Reach out to family, friends at home or at school if you feel like you need more support with this. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to us. It was wonderful to have you here. If you have any further questions, here are our emails. Please reach out to us, and anybody who's in your school who's a health provider will also be more than happy to give you support as well.
And we'd like to take an opportunity to make note of our references from today's presentation. Also, some of the information that was shared, we adapted from the Our Minds Matters organization, and they're developing a self-care plan lesson. Several MCPS high schools have Our Minds Matters clubs, so be sure to check that out as well. Thank you again, everyone. We are so glad that you came to join us, and hope that you continue to engage in self-care in the days to come. Thank you again.
Bye.